Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have a simple and instructive 10-move game to share with you. This was a blitz game played in New York, 1963, between Bobby Fischer on the white end and Dr. Reuben Fine, psychologist, author, and of course, fantastic chess player. However, on this particular day, not his best effort. Let's see what happened. Now, as I play through this one, I'm going to be highlighting several tactical variations. In addition to that, I'll be making many technical notes. Don't overlook the technical part of this one. It's really what helps shape this game, what helps create the conditions for such a brief victory. The opening is a Philidor Defense. White puts some pressure on e5. Easy enough to defend. When does Fischer capture on e5? Not here. In what way would black be helped by this capture? The bishop has two new squares, and you might reason the queen is helped. If the bishop is on c5, it seems like a perfectly reasonable post for the black queen would be on e7. Okay, in this game it's bishop c4. Fischer points at the weakest square in black's camp. The follow-up, c6. Very easy for black to already go wrong. You could go wrong by developing the knight. This isn't wrong because knight g5 wins right away. If you play knight g5 here, black can defend with d5. This blocks the bishop from seeing f7. However, white could first initiate the capture on e5 and then play knight g5. No d5 in this position, no defense. Okay, one other variation is to capture with the knight, and that would bring us to this position here where the king now finds himself as the defender, and defenders get deflected. Bishop takes f7 is a tactical shot that nets white a pawn. What are black's options? This is the simple continuation. White's just up the pawn. And the one that's a bit more sophisticated is to take the bishop, allow the queen to be captured, and then you get it back in a couple moves. And note how white recaptures on d2 with the knight there just in the nick of time to hang on to the extra pawn. So, in this game it is c6. Fischer places an emphasis on kingside development. He's not going with knight c3 here. Especially with this pawn on c6, the queen knight will not have as easy a time exerting pressure on black's camp. White's king rook, however, will find it much easier to put pressure on black's position. Okay, we continue. In this game it is bishop e7. If the knight goes here, we'll have those same tactics available kicking off with the capture on e5. With bishop e7, black is well aware of the pressure on this point and is tweaking the move order, going with the bishop first, and is next looking to develop the knight. And then if white tries to go in for this pressure on f7, black will be a move away, castles, from having f7 secure. The rook would be there just in time. Okay, I said early on, note when Fischer captures on e5. This is when black puts the bishop on e7. That's when he initiates the capture. Now, why is this the moment? Why is this a better moment to capture on e5? Well, white is basically saying, you know, if you want to put your bishop on c5 now, you have to spend another tempo. It's going to cost you a little bit more. You already invested one move. Okay. We continue in this position with queen to e2. Now, here are some interesting tactics. Check this variation out. You could also go with knight g5 right away. Seems like you're losing the knight. There's two attackers on this and only one defender. This is considered a top move. Second best is the move that Fischer played, queen to e2. But check these lines out. I want to highlight a couple lines kicking off with knight g5 right here. If bishop captures knight, white is basically going to win the bishop pair. Queen h5. Targets f7, threatens mate, and there's two attackers now on the bishop. This is how white acquires the bishop pair. So it might look something like this. Queen e7, queen takes bishop. White plays with the two bishops. It's doing very well here. One other variation, this one is way too cool not to show. Let's say black doesn't want to play this variation, sees what's happening with queen h5, white getting the bishop pair. If the knight goes to the edge here, you ready for this next move? Knight h6, defends f7. Check this move out. Knight e6. Absolutely crushing move. How does this play out? Pawn takes knight. Bishop takes knight. Pawn takes bishop. It's already going to be mate. Queen h5 check. King f8. And how do you stop queen f7 mate? There's only one move that stops queen f7 mate. And when you play this move, you get hit with another mate. Crisscross. Game over. Okay. Knight g5. Pretty cool move right here. In this game, though, it's queen e2. A square is now opened up for the king rook. Only now is there knight g to f6. Considered best in this position for black is to flick in h6, ruling out knight g5. In this game, though, it's knight g to f6. White puts the rook on the open file. Pressure on black's position. There's now a pin. There's now a threat to take on e5. Watch how easy it is to go wrong. When you're in a pin, usually you want to get out of that pin right away. And that's exactly how black plays it here. The move in this position, queen c7, it's a losing move. What's considered best is b5, not only attacking the bishop, but controlling c4. We're going to see soon enough why that's important. In this game, though, it's queen c7, and white is already winning. White goes in for the sensitive f7 square. Black thinks he's fine. Castles, secures f7. It's actually not secure, though. Here comes the final move of this one, and that is bishop takes f7 check. Black resigns. What do you do here? First of all, if you took with the knight, this would be bad. You don't want to give up the two minor pieces and only get a rook and pawn. It's almost always favoring the side with the minor pieces. This position is no different. By taking with the bishop, this is a clearance sacrifice. You might describe it as a clearance sacrifice. This square is now opened up for the queen. So if you take with the rook, the game would follow queen c4, and there's no defense. White will soon be winning the exchange. Game over. Any other option? King here, you simply go into e6, and with this variation, you're going to be winning the rook. So that's as far as it goes. This tactical shot is available, and black simply threw in the towel after just these 10 moves. So what just happened here? A player as good as Reuben Fine, who was aware of the vulnerable f7 square to a degree, still fell for a tactic. If it's happening against him, how likely do you think a tactic like that can land against one of your opponents? Remember the finer points throughout that created conditions for this tactic to be successful. Anyhow, feel free, as usual, to leave any feedback to this video in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.